Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the mic, he is the pro wrestling savant, the host of the hottest wrestling podcast on the internet, Nerdy D!
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Nerdy D Wrestling Podcast Thursday Night Thunder edition. It is September 16th, 2021, one night removed from AEW Dynamite. I am your host, Nerdy D, aka the savant of pro wrestling. Listen when I say it. I am the savant of pro wrestling. And joining me tonight is my valet on this podcast, my queen, Lioness Lauren.
What's up, y'all?
Each and every week, I give my hot takes on the world of wrestling. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to one of our social media channels, TikTok at The Nerdy D, YouTube at The Nerdy D, and on all major podcast networks, search The Nerdy D Wrestling Podcast. Lauren.
Yeah.
I've got big news.
Okay.
Go ahead and switch it to the other camera angle here. They're coming.
Ooh.
They're coming.
Yeah.
I've been working the details out. So I've been working on all week. I've been working the details out. I've been in talks back and forth, and we're finalizing the deal, but they're coming, and I can't. It's too late to stop it. I put the wheels in motion, and now it's too late to stop it. They're coming. People have asked if I'm on my medications. I'm on all my medications. I'm thinking clearly, but they're coming. They are coming. I might be saying too much. I might be starting off saying too much, right? Because I can't. It's big. It's going to be big, okay? Let's just say TikTok and YouTube,
Yeah.
never going to be the same.
Ooh.
Ever again. Once they come, it's going to be a problem for these guys, right?
All right.
If this all comes together, the way it's coming together, I feel sorry for these fanboys and these marks and these so-called wrestling guru podcasters that run around just spouting the same bullshit over and over. They're threatened by anybody who thinks differently, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying too much. I'm not gonna spoil it because I'm pretty sure they're coming, and I think they're coming next week.
I think you're right.
It's a change is coming to the wrestling world, and darker days lie ahead for all these fucking know-it-alls who think it's their way or no way, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you see, I had to class it up today.
I do. I am enjoying the new look.
I had to class it up today because what I've noticed is
Okay.
all these toxic slobs running around TikTok that are adding me now.
Yeah.
They're all adding my videos because you know what? I give a hot take and they need to get a little bit of that heat, right?
Yeah.
So they want to rub up against me because I've got that heat right now. And so they rub up against me and they at me. But one thing I've noticed, these are some of the sloppiest dressing motherfuckers I've ever seen. These guys wear t-shirts 2 sizes too small. And that's even if they decide to wear a fucking t-shirt on that day.
That is
I have
true.
been added by more motherfuckers that were not wearing shirts that are laying in their bed at 2:00 in the afternoon because they don't have a fucking job and they have nothing better to do than sit and listen to me run this microphone and do what I do and give opinions that aren't made for the sheep, right?
Yeah.
They don't like me. It's obvious they don't like me because I don't speak that sheep language. I'm not bad enough for them. I'm not ba.
But you're bad.
Because I say what I want to say. Notice they're all atting me.
Yeah.
I don't have time to sit around and at you guys. You guys don't cross my mind like that, right? Mm-hmm. And Kevin, I'm in your head, Kevin. I've moved in. There's a permanent space in your head for me now, Kevin. Ooh. I'm there. Ooh. You're talking about me a lot. You're talking about me an awful lot, Kevin, and you're calling me narrow-minded, Kevin. And if we look at the examples, Kevin, I'm just here stating my opinions. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving my hot takes. What you're doing is trying to shut down what I'm doing. And by definition, that's the definition of narrow-minded. You can't stand that I don't think like your establishment, like your little group of cronies and marks that run around together, and y'all just read the fucking dirt sheets, and y'all pray to Dave Meltzer, the fucking god, and y'all all regurgitate the same shit he tells you to say. And that's fine. Y'all take your little community, have at it, live in your little bubble. It's all good. Your echo chamber of the same ideas. I'm all about that. I'm not adding you. I don't care what you say, Kevin. Say whatever you want to say. But be careful when you step into it with me. Just be careful. I don't lose, Kevin. I've got 5,000 followers. You're pushing 160, bro. And you're worried about me. I don't lose. I don't typically lose. All right, let's breathe some life into this podcast now that I'm done dropping my frontline promo here. We got to see NXT 2.0, and I dropped some opinions last week about NXT 2.0, thinking that it was going to be a kids show. I thought they revamped. I thought that they used a work angle to get rid of Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I still believe that was a work angle, but I don't believe it was for the reasons that I initially thought it was. I initially thought they were going in a kid's direction. I don't think that's what it is. I just think Vince McMahon's not a big fan of Samoa Joe. Maybe they'll use him somewhere else. Maybe they're just done with him entirely. But I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm not going to go match for match on NXT 2.0.
Okay.
That show doesn't warrant that kind of attention from me.
No.
The Savant doesn't need to give a match by match breakdown from a bunch of people that tomorrow I won't fucking care about, right?
True.
But what I will do is give my overall opinions of the NXT 2.0. We'll start off by saying that the new set gave me straight up Nickelodeon vibes.
I'll agree 100%
Straight up
with you on
Nickelodeon Double Dare vibes, right?
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. So I'm not shitting on it by saying that. I'm a strong fan of the 90s Nickelodeon content, right?
Oh, yeah,
As I told you the other day, I wanted to start collecting some things from the old nostalgic Nickelodeon,
90s
right?
Nick, bro.
90s Nick. I'm a big fan. So that I liked it, right? We got away from the nitty gritty, the cage and the yellows and the blacks, and now we've got this splash of color, which I've got no problem with. It's kind of upbeat. NXT's it moved fast, right?
Yes,
And
I liked that.
I'm a fan of loud colors, and it was all about the loud colors. We even commented that some of the wrestlers that we didn't know of seemed to be just wearing loud colors in general. Don't know if that was coincidence or if that was by design to just there was definitely a very big differential in who, visually, who is the good guy and who is the bad guy in the match.
Yes.
The bad guys were all wearing very dark colors, and the good guys had on very loud colors. Love the entryway. I
agree.
thought that was really cool. I like that it's a smaller version of the Monday Night Raw set. I mean, I know it's not exactly the same, but that big oversized screen is cool, man. I like the big screens. There's just theatrics in WWE. They just do that better. I said, it doesn't really matter who they send out to wrestle. There's something about just going to a WWE show and the fucking fireworks, and you got lights and you got loud music. I've never been to AEW, so I don't have anything to compare it to, but I've been to quite a few WWE, and there is nothing like that in the world, right?
True.
Now, it's obvious. If I attempt to compare NXT 2.0 to NXT 1.0 or 1.5 or whatever the fuck they called NXT pre 2.0, I don't know what version that was. If I try to compare the two, I'm going to be negative, right? Because they're not the same product. Obviously, they've decided they're going to go in a complete different direction, which I said, no, I don't have a problem with.
True.
Because they tried this thing with 3 brands, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. And the problem was NXT got hot for a while. SmackDown is now one of my favorite shows, and Raw is complete fucking garbage, right? And it looks like they're balancing this out a little bit. We know the draft is coming up. We know that USA Network, I read, is extremely pissed off right now. And
really?
They want the shows to be more balanced. They're saying, USA Network saying, hey man, we need to balance these shows. SmackDown can't have all the talent, all the fire.
True.
And like I said, I'm gonna ride out this Raw detox. I'm gonna ride it out until the draft, I was tempted to come back for Big E, but I think I'm gonna let my body heal all the way up to the draft.
Yeah.
And then I may resample Raw.
Cool.
Right. So obviously NXT 2.0 is going to be a showcase of young talent. There was a lot of people that I had never seen before, and that was fine with me because they did a good job of introducing these people. Lots of squash matches, lots of get them in, get them out, get them gone. Let's see a little of this. It was enjoyable. LA Knight losing the opening match was unexpected, right?
Exactly.
But that's good. That's good. It's good we started out with something unexpected. It lets me know, man, anything can happen in NXT 2.0, right?
True.
Now, for week 1, I enjoyed, like I said, the fast pace up until the wedding.
I loved the wedding. I thought it was so cool.
I don't have a problem with the wedding, and I admittedly said I haven't been around for the entire wedding storyline, so the payoff wasn't for me, right? If I'm not watching for the last 6 or 7 weeks,
8 months is what they said.
That's not for me. I'm crashing the wedding essentially, right?
True.
Thought it was weird. I don't get it. Typically weddings and wrestling end in fucking chaos. I at one point was questioning, did they really get married?
Possibly.
Did they just pull a work wedding and these two got married in the ring?
That actually would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like, really, really cool.
Yeah. But like I said, weird way to end the show. Feel like I would have flipped around the last 2 parts. I would have gone wedding and then I would have gone title match.
But that guy talked. That was like a big deal for NXT fans.
So that's what the fuck we're popping for now?
Yeah.
Is a guy talking?
Yeah. If you waited like 8 months for him to talk, I wanted to hear his voice.
I mean, I feel like even if I was watching NXT on that regular of a basis, I wouldn't be waiting for him to talk.
I just Google him and find out. Like,
or just don't,
how
I
he
really
speaks.
don't fucking care what the crazy guy who carries around axes in wrestling sounds like when he talks. But like I said about the wedding, I came in at a terrible place. I started watching last week with the intention of watching like on a weekly basis. And I think that was probably the worst spot to start in because it looks like they scrapped a lot of what was going on, carried over a tiny bit, continued the wedding. And yeah, I mean, just that. NXT is going to get like 70% of my attention. You all right? So NXT is going to get about 70% of my attention on Tuesdays. I might watch it while I'm doing more important things. Doing some work on my phone, playing some Nintendo Switch, whatever it is, it's going to get 70% of my attention. NXT 2.0 didn't prove to me that it's a show that needs to go on my regular rotation, but I'll turn it on and I'll see what the new wave of talent looks like.
All right.
I did see an interview with Adam Cole, and it sparked some interest to me. So Adam Cole came out and said that CM Punk should be on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Damn.
As last week, I did my top 10 favorite wrestlers. Notice I said favorite and not greatest, because when you start talking about the greatest of all time, that's a fucking highly subjective argument. And people already shit on everything I say anyway, so what does it matter? But this got me to thinking, right? This is always tough when you do a Mount Rushmore of any sport. Football, basketball, baseball, professional wrestling. It doesn't matter what it is, because these Mount Rushmore lists always have weird caveats, right? Everybody has their own credentials that they use. Do you just go with who you think are the best 4 wrestlers of all time?
Or do you go for like the most iconic?
Or do you have to like go, these 4 people had different influences on the business over time? Now I can start off by saying 100% there is no right way to do this fucking list. So the fact that I'm going to give my Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling on TikTok is basically fucking suicide, because everybody's going to jump in here and tell me how wrong I am. But once again, as long as I have a fucking microphone, I get to make whatever list I want to make, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
the problem is there's always different credentials, right? Some people go, well, we could go generational, right? We need a guy from the early years. We need a guy from the Attitude Era. We need a guy from the Ruthless Aggression. We need a guy from the current PG era. That's one way to look at it, right? Some people go, we need talents. We need just the 4 best wrestlers to ever hit the ring, right? But then you go, does that mean technicians? Does that mean guys who can work a mic, work a crowd? Does that mean, guys who just were just showmen?
Merchandise pushers?
Big merchandise guys, right? Because how does a Mount Rushmore not include Bruno Sammartino? A guy that I've never seen wrestle, but I know had a huge influence on the wrestling business, right? Mm-hmm. How does a Mount Rushmore not include Hulk Hogan? Maybe the most iconic wrestler of all time, right? How does a list not include Ric Flair?
True.
How does a list not include The Rock or Stone Cold? But you're running out of spaces because weirdly it's a top 4 list, right?
Yeah, that's a hard list.
How about Andre the Giant?
I did like Andre.
How about The Undertaker? How about my man Jericho? Right?
Jericho.
Cena. Adam Cole says we need to put CM Punk up there. And to be fucking honest, CM Punk has been extremely influential in the world of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Okay? Shawn Michaels. Mr. WrestleMania. Vince McMahon. I mean, if we're talking
on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling,
he made all this happen.
True.
So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and commit wrestling suicide. And I'm going to go ahead and give my Mount Rushmore professional wrestling, which will be chopped up, destroyed, and everybody will at me and tell me that I'm so fucking narrow-minded and things like that. But I don't give a fuck what these people think. I'm going to tell you. So right off the bat, I'm going to go Hulk Hogan, okay? Most iconic wrestler in wrestling history. There's never been just a bigger icon.
They can fight you on that. I mean, if you say
that's
no,
tough to fight, but Hulk Hogan is the biggest icon. I don't like the guy. I think he's a fucking asshole. He seems like a racist. Nothing about, but if I'm speaking purely just in wrestling, I go the biggest icon, Hulk Hogan, okay? Number 2, this is where I go The Rock. The Rock is the biggest superstar to come out of professional wrestling, right? To go out into the rest of the world and show the world that he had the chops to act and do the other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why he makes the list. To me, though, if you put The Rock on, I can't then put Stone Cold because I can't put 2 guys in from the Attitude Era.
You can't.
I can't. As much as that pains me, because I said last week, my 3 favorite goes Jericho, The Rock, Stone Cold. Okay?
Okay.
So 3 on this list, I have to go The Undertaker. Because when you just talk longevity...
Yeah. Everybody knows who he is.
And just a character that seems like it should have been so destined to fail, right? The way they treat the Bray Wyatts and the Malachi Blacks and the Darby Allens, these characters that are very fictional, it seems like The Undertaker should have failed. But they carried on, and he carried that legacy, and he was able to do little tweaks here and there to keep the character going. And then last one, this is the one where they're going to hate me again. But Jericho. Jericho goes on this list. Jericho is the only wrestler who has been La Champion of all 3 of the major American companies. He's been a WCW champion. He's been a WWE champion.
Okay.
And he's been an AEW champion. And he's recreated character after character after character after character. And you can say what you want. You can say Fat Jericho. You can say the Monday Night Raw Jericho. Like it or hate it, he has reinvented himself. And they hate when I use this word, right? But he's the most balanced wrestler of all time. The best at combining comedy with still aggression, with sneaky heel tactics.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wherever it's needed, he sprinkled it in, and he was always able to make himself relevant without a title. And that's a big deal to me. I've told you that numerous times. I think it's important, a guy who can be important without a title on his waist.
Yeah,
and Jericho's always been good at that. Who?
MJF.
Yeah, but MJF's a little greener than Jericho. Jericho's been doing this for a long time. Jericho, he proved, and we'll get to this a little later, but he just proved to me again with this the American Top Team stuff. He proved to me again he doesn't need the title to be entertaining.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need to be in that world. He just makes things entertaining, right? But now that all the marks and the dipshits, they're going to be dissecting this list I put out apart, right?
All right, so give it to me one time.
The full-on list, Hulk Hogan, my Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling is Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Undertaker, and Chris Jericho. And now that all the marks and the dipshits are going to just tear this apart, because that's what they love to do. And tell me how I'm not a real wrestling fan, because Dave Meltzer has a different opinion, and that's their god, right? That's the guy that they all look to tell them what they should think and say. But let's go ahead and let's get into my thoughts on AEW Dynamite this week, right?
Okay.
I feel like this was the calm before the storm, because next week I think is going to be one of the biggest AEW Dynamite weeks or AEW weeks in general that I've been a part of. Now I've gone on record. I'm about 7 weeks in on my AEW journey. Okay. So to me, this is a big deal. We're getting into this Grand Slam stuff.
Yeah.
We got a couple big matches announced for next week. So I am looking forward to it. But like I said, this felt like a calm before the storm. So right off the bat, we finally got to see one of these new guys wrestle on a Dynamite, and that's Adam Cole. Okay.
Yes.
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
And possibly right now, the best entrance theme in AEW.
Okay.
When that song hits, woo, it just kind of gives you a little chill. That Adam Cole, baby. With that rock, it's way better than, or I feel like it's way better than his NXT theme, that's impressive that they were able to pull that off, right? Obviously, Adam Cole's a natural. Frankie looked good in the ring as well. So I did notice something in this match, and it's something that I noticed throughout AEW, and maybe it's been beaten to my head by the comments in TikTok, but the AEW guys do come off as small.
Yeah.
Adam Cole comes off as small. He reads as small in the ring. Not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm not saying you got to be a giant, but when I look at these guys, they read small. Okay.
Okay.
And I equate that because I guess looking at Brock Lesnar's would be the top of the size chart to me, right?
Yes.
He's the most imposing figure in professional wrestling. So when I look at Brock Lesnar and I go, what would happen if Adam Cole was in the ring with Brock Lesnar? I don't think that would end well, right?
No.
I don't think so.
I could just see like whoosh.
You got it
down.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna have to be some good fiction going on there to get me to
Or
believe
like he
that,
runs
right?
around so fast that he just tires him out and he passes out.
Yeah, I mean, it'll have to be a little gimmicky in order to get me to believe that, right? It's like, it reminds me of the UFC, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? The light heavyweight division in the UFC, most exciting division in the UFC.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But there's nothing like seeing the heavyweights, because you know at any moment one of those punches could fucking murder the other guy, right?
Definitely.
There's a
and
fucking
you never
danger
really
involved.
know who's
Exactly.
going to win.
No, it's exactly right? But, how about I have it in the picture here. How about that Adam Cole Bebe sign? Was that not the worst cutout sign in the
Yes, the person with the bee.
And if you're
he never was there.
If you're going to bring that sign, which first off, don't get me started on signs at wrestling. Signs at wrestling suck, okay?
I want to do that. You never let me.
Because it's fucking irritating to the people behind you. Everybody paid to come to this wrestling event. And you're going to be an asshole and stand here with your fucking 6 letters up the entire match? Like, hold your sign up during the entrance and then put it down during the match. There's some kid sitting behind that sign. I guarantee you, he got a birthday present to come see the AEW, and he can't see what's going on in the ring because 6 drunk grown men decided that they needed to bring the fucking alphabet to hold up during fucking Adam Cole's match.
Oh man, I guess I never thought of it that way.
Signs should be reserved for house shows. And I know signs are a big part of wrestling, but there's sign etiquette at least, right?
What is the sign etiquette?
It's hold it up during the entrances and then put it the fuck down during the match.
All right.
There's shit going on in the ring you're supposed to be paying attention to. You're not the fucking show. When you sit camera side, I don't need to see. And then if you're going to fucking do this, get all the letters up right.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely
true. Don't keep dropping the B.
A-bay. A-bay.
Oh man, here we go.
Okay.
So my man MJF spoke again, right? And once again, for the second week in a row, MJF is just proving he is by far the best heel in professional wrestling,
Definitely.
right? I saw on Facebook people eating this shit up. They're pissed off. Oh, MJF went way too far, spitting on the grave of Pillman and all these offensive things he's saying. But
talking down.
Oh yeah, he started
Let's not
talking to
forget-
him up, and then he said, "Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
You're down here, right?"
He's savage, bro.
But it's all these little sensitive marks can't handle this, and they think he goes too far. These are the same people that don't like what I say. They're the sheep. They need comfortability. They need their bad guys to be packaged up all nicely. And when MJF goes to that line and then steps over it,
oh yeah.
which is what makes him entertaining. They don't know what to do because it doesn't fit into that pretty little box of pro wrestling that they like to keep. The establishment doesn't like when guys, no, don't do that, MJF. Don't be the bad guy. Don't generate real heat. You need to just do the underhanded, like, make fun of the city you're in. That's what you need to do to get your heat. Now, MJF is fucking accumulating real heat, okay?
Yeah.
I thought my first experience with him was in the 5 Labors of Jericho, and I thought he was good. Jesus Christ. He was nothing then.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing now, I fucking love MJF. Now, Brian Pillman did the interview with Jim Ross after that.
Yeah.
I feel like Jim Ross just took a hot, steamy shit all over Brian Pillman in that interview.
Why?
Brian, you've let us all down. MJF just basically went out there and shit all over your dad. We're gonna need you to beat up MJF, and Brian Pillman's like, I don't fucking know if I can do that. But and then MJF goes, I catch these weird little things when I watch wrestling, right? Brian Pillman's like, I clean up well. That's you cleaned up, bro? That's you cleaned up? Like, that's what you look like. You look like Dog the Bounty Hunter had a child with the Tiger King.
Oh my God.
But then that child went and fucked Billy the Exterminator.
Whoa.
That's what Brian Pillman looks like.
Definitely.
He has got a fucking straight up cabbage or lettuce on top of his head. That fucking waterfall of just epic proportions going on there. But bro, you look like you're hunting squirrels in your backyard.
Yeah.
That's what you look like to me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that wearing a fucking sublimated tiger t-shirt is cleaning up. Just not sure, right? Don't know. Okay. And like I said, it's starting to feel like when JR does interviews that like someone let Grandpa wander out and have a microphone.
Oh, he
and
definitely
talk to
says some
people.
crazy shit sometimes.
I feel like it's you reach a certain age where you just don't give a fuck anymore. And I definitely think Jim Ross has hit that age.
That's why I like him, though. I like him a lot.
I like Jim Ross. And I think it's fun that he almost doesn't feel like he quite knows what's going on.
I had told you at one time when we were watching WWE that I missed him. And you're like, he's not there. He's at AEW. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think he got fired for getting drunk or something at a WWE 2K.
Hell yeah.
If I remember correctly, it was like him, Stone Cold, and CM Punk got out of line.
And do the helicopter with his winky?
I don't know about that. Okay, so then we got the FTR versus Matt Sydal and Dante Martin.
Okay.
This is another match that, because I haven't followed AEW long enough, this didn't mean much to me. The one thing that I've taken away from my last couple weeks in AEW, this kid fucking Dante Martin is a stud.
I like him.
He can fucking go, and he's exciting, and he's tall, and he's long. I didn't care much about this match, but he made me fucking watch, and he made me care at least about him. Didn't even care if he won, didn't care if he lost. I don't even really fucking remember. I think he lost. The match. But what I do know is that at 20 years old, he can fucking go. He's got a motor on him.
I told you the first time I saw him, I was like, I like him. I like him a lot. I don't know why, but I like him.
You had mentioned something to me about him, and I just kind of brushed it off.
You blew him off.
Yeah, that's
you
what I
blew
said.
my
I brushed
boy
it
off.
off.
Oh.
But no more. No. But yeah, like I said, man. So I went on to Pro Wrestling Tees.
Okay.
And I looked. We're gonna have to up his merch game.
Okay.
I need Dante to hit me up. I can up your merch game. I can definitely get your marketing going and get you a better look, because that shirt is not cutting it. It looks like a cheerleading shirt.
All right, we're gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to.
You can look it up later, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. So someone tell Dante Martin to at me, free, no charge. I will up your fucking t-shirt game. I will have you in some fire ass merchandise.
Let's go.
Because you are a fire ass wrestler, is what you are. That dude's a fucking stud. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we got looks like we got a promo of Lance Archer, Suzuki, Dean Ambrose, that whole New Japan Row situation. Look, okay, I understand. There are a group of wrestling fans that fucking love this New Japan Pro shit, right? Get it?
Yes.
It's not for me.
Me neither.
You guys fucking yelled at me, told me to go Google it. I went and Googled it. Still don't fucking like it. It's not for me, okay? I don't do well with someone or a wrestling company where they feel disrespected because you cut their music off. To me, Dean Ambrose is biting you in the fucking head.
I was literally just
and you're
that.
worried about your music? It's disrespectful that every time this grown-ass man from Cincinnati sees you, he bites you on your fucking forehead. Mm-hmm. And you're worried about your song not being played. You know?
I counted about 3 bites in that match.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention during the main event, to be honest. I just really didn't. There's too much biting going on.
I don't like biting. Count.
With all this COVID shit going on, you can't be putting your mouth on another grown-ass man. You just can't do it. And I know they're going to be mad at me. I know TikTok's going to be mad at me. They're going to tell me I'm not a real wrestling fan if I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. But just some things aren't my flavor. And that's okay. And I'm not even shitting on it. I'm not shitting on it. I understand why some people like that. Just like I understand why some people like chocolate ice cream. Mm-hmm. But that's not my flavor, right? I like vanilla. I like the American WWE AEW style of wrestling. That's what gets me excited. And I'm sorry, I don't have the time to waste. When this stuff comes on that doesn't excite me, I turn it off or I look away.
Yeah.
And that's why at the end of this, I have no opinion on the main event because I didn't watch it.
True.
My next question is...
I also noticed, though, I told you, there was like 3 times I feel like he's just ended the show.
Yeah. I mean, I could care less. They're laying into the New Japan Pro stuff, and that's awesome. For anybody who's excited about that, that is awesome. More power to you guys. I could care less. Well, once they get rid of all the guys I've wanted to see are off the show, I just click it off. It's over. That's it for me, right?
Bye.
So I had a question.
Yeah.
When these guys come out in AEW, they show their records and they show their rankings, right?
All right.
And then Billy Gunn came out and he did a little fucking promo on how him and his 2 sons are undefeated no matter which fucking alignment you use, right? Me and this kid, us 3 all together, we've never fucking been beat. And so that's my next question is, are we still playing the record game in AEW? Like, are we still pretending that's a thing?
I don't know.
Because
I haven't seen it.
Because Bryan Danielson just shows up out of fucking nowhere. He's 0-0 in AEW. And he's going to get to fucking take on Kenny Omega. Now, it's not for the title. Get that. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But still seems like you should have to fucking at least get 2 or 3 wins in order to go after the top guy. I don't understand, either just do away with the records like WWE, because you're fucking calling us stupid is what you're doing, right? Because you're throwing these records up, you're throwing these rankings up, and then they mean absolutely nothing as far as I'm concerned.
Are they trying to do rankings like UFC type or like what?
I don't know. I can't explain it. I haven't watched long enough to know. All I know is that they throw rankings up there and they throw records up there. And as far as I can see, it doesn't look like it makes a fucking difference. Because like I said, CM Punk can just show up. Bryan Danielson can just show up. Adam Cole can just show up.
Yeah.
And now at least Adam Cole, they're going to put him through the ringer here, it looks like, with some of the mid card. But Bryan Danielson shows up and his record just doesn't fucking matter, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. It's more entertaining that way, but who are we fooling, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if Bryan Danielson just gets to walk in and challenge the champion, I guess we're just done with records, huh? Tony Khan Man? You know what I'm saying?
Khan Man?
Tony Khan Man.
All right, let me know, Tony Khan Man.
Oh, this was the Malachi Black, which I've been a fan of Malachi, but the Hart family or whatever, the Rhodes family. Why did I say the Hart family? That's fucking stupid.
I don't know.
The whole American Nightmare, whatever the fuck that group is with Cody and Dustin. I've been a fan of this. I thought this has been a fun storyline. The redemption of Cody Rhodes. He knocks him out, then he kind of runs through his whole crew.
Yeah.
But why the fuck was Rosario Dawson there?
I had no idea.
Like, they didn't even really plug anything that she was in.
They should have dressed her up. What was she like? No, she wasn't Gamora. What was she?
What are you talking about?
She's not the Guardians of the Galaxy girl, right?
What are you talking about?
No, I've got her mixed up with the green girl from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, no, Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, my bad. They look alike to me.
No, I think she was in The Mandalorian.
That's what it was.
She was in the Mando.
Okay.
But yeah, so what is she doing there?
She's going to become a professional wrestler.
And then she jumps over the guardrail.
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson jumps over the guardrail, gets a huge pop, and starts choking Malachi Black. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you know what happens if just some random drunk guy jumps over the rope, the railing, and chokes Malachi Black? He goes to jail for the night. This is fucking Hollywood privilege. Why the fuck can Rosario Dawson jump over, assault a grown-ass man, and we just have no problem with it? I don't like this because this is AEW doing the same thing that I shit on WWE at SummerSlam for having Tiffany Haddish when she called the Intercontinental Championship or the USA Championship, she called it the National Championship.
Yeah.
Right? These people, and maybe Rosario Dawson's a fan, but I need context on why the fuck she was there and why the fuck she's jumping over the ropes, and will she ever be back?
It was totally random.
And why is Cody Rhodes, a married man, running out there to fucking save her?
I'd be like, no.
Exactly.
I don't stay right here.
I don't fucking
and
get
let
it.
Somebody else go save her.
But check this scenario, okay? Check this scenario.
Okay.
What if Rosario Dawson jumps over that rope? Cody's just a little late to get there. Malachi turns around and fucking kicks her square in her fucking forehead. We're telling a different story today.
She deserved it.
If Malachi spins around with that sweet Awari death kick square in the forehead, Rosario Dawson's laying on the fucking floor, we got a whole different story about how Malachi Black is a woman beater today. I don't like Malachi's options in this situation.
No, it's not
what was
good
he
at
supposed
all.
to do? I know they're trying to run Malachi as the heel in this situation.
Yeah.
But obviously Cody Rhodes came down, and instead of helping his boy Malachi Black, who's being assaulted,
Yeah.
he then squares off and decides to just fucking jump in on the dog pile there.
Yep.
I don't like it, AEW. Stop doing that fucking hokey cross-promotional shit. And if you're going to do it, at least get the cross-promotion out to where I fucking understand what we're cross-promoting. I feel like they said something about a TBS TV show.
But that doesn't make me want to watch the TBS
I have
TV
no
show.
fucking clue what that show is at all.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay. It's the Dan Lambert stuff.
Yeah.
So Dan Lambert's back. I've been wondering where this was going for the last 4 or 5 weeks. He keeps coming out, shitting all over the AEW crowd, and he's fucking good at it. He dropped the line of the night, the line of the week, was that he said that he checked the concession stands. And they were sold out of men's small and women's extra large shirts.
That was freaking awesome.
Inferring that the AEW is a bunch of short fans and big old women. Mm-hmm. Jericho. So this Dan Lambert thing has been leading up to what looks like a run here with Jericho. Mm-hmm. Jericho sold it well. He came out and convinced me. I've been in the ring with the Brock Lesnars, the Kurt Angles. I've been in the ring. I've had shoot matches in the back with UFC guys. I backed down from nobody. They got Hager out there with him, who's a Bellator fighter, undefeated Bellator fighter. Even though I think he got disqualified in one match, we're just gonna leave that out of there. Fight's a little dirty. It
happens.
One thing I did notice in this promo, AEW is really starting to lay into the non-PG content.
Yes.
They're definitely separating themselves from WWE. Now,
sure.
I don't know if this has been a long-term thing. I don't know. Someone can tell me, has AEW always been, and not just a little bit more, but a lot more adult language?
Yeah.
That's what I would say, right? Because at one point, we got a who's on top chant.
Yeah, we did.
Which is interesting.
It got a little crazy.
That's an interesting chant, right?
I liked it though.
And cool. It's always cool to see the different, like Masvidal was there. This week it was Paige Van Zandt. It's cool to see them mix in kind of like a mixed reality, right? Of bringing in those MMA people, bare knuckle people, the PFL people, and letting them stand in that ring because they just add a little authenticity to this American Top Team wrestling thing we got going on here. But they sold me on this. I'm excited about it. It looks like I'll be invested in this story for the near future.
It's because it was the GOAT of wrestling.
Well, he is. I mean, he just comes out, and no matter what you put him in, I'm immediately drawn to it, and I go, this is going to be fun.
He makes it believable, whatever it is that he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's believable or if it's just his
story that he feeds into it makes it feel believable. Like, oh, what is he doing?
He's so charismatic and just does little subtle changes to his character that you continue to go, all right, I want to see what happens with Jericho.
I agree.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to go on record. It's not often I do this, but I'm going to admit I was wrong, okay? And it's not often I admit I was wrong. And I won't even say I'm fully wrong as much as I might have just overreacted and become extremely impatient last week, okay? I said I was tired of CM Punk and the Humble Punk and all that stuff. And then here we go. Now Humble Punk, I guess he wasn't really Humble Punk anymore. He came out and did his little run in the crowd thing. But as long as he's not on the microphone just crying about how much he loves everybody, it's better. But this looks like this is going to be a fun story.
Yeah.
This thing with Taz he's got going on and Hobbs and being thrown through the table. I'm back invested. I overreacted. I shouldn't have fucking jumped to conclusion. Everybody told me I should be patient, and 100% I should have been fucking patient on this one. So I admit it. I admit it, TikTok. I admit it, YouTube. I jumped the gun on this one. I got tired of Humble Punk. I turned on my boy CM Punk when I should have been patient. We're now getting into this story, and it looks like, we'll get a good match. Now, how is Punk going to fare with one of these big boys?
I don't know.
Because it looked like he struggled on the GTS the 2 other times he's done it in AEW.
Yeah.
He's not getting Hobbs up on his fucking shoulders right now.
Nope.
He better start coming up with a secondary finishing move.
They're probably going to tag team him with somebody, I would think.
It doesn't look like it, though.
I don't know.
It would be cool if he got a partner.
How can he take on 2 guys, though? I don't see it.
He's CM Punk. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, right?
We'll see.
Sean Spears and Darby Allin continued their little thing they got going on. I want to like Darby Allin, and I know he's your favorite wrestler right now, correct? I want to like Darby Allin, but I said at the beginning of the show, and it's even more apparent with Darby Allin. He is little. And
I know.
He's even little to the other little guys. And there's nothing wrong with it, but it just, when I saw Sean Spears pin him at one point, it looked like a small child being held down. And that's not to shit on him. That's why they
have Sting with him, though.
I get it. And I'm not shitting on him. I'm making an observation of his size. Does not take away from how exciting he is. But once again, I say, if Darby Allin was standing across from Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, how believable would it be that
he couldn't do it? He's great.
Because what we have to remember in wrestling is we have one prestigious title per show, and that is usually the AEW Heavyweight Championship, right? Now, I don't know if they call it that, but that's what it's perceived as. It's the big boys usually carry that title.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time seeing Darby Allin. Bryan Danielson's been the only one because of sheer fucking talent that made it believable. But even then, when you see Bryan Danielson next to Brock Lesnar, a lot of that reality, and people, so they're going to come at me again. This is wrestling. This is entertainment. And I get that part of it, but it's supposed to be based in an element of realism.
True.
And when it's not, and it's that glaringly obvious that Darby Allin is small, does not take away from Darby Allin's talent.
No.
He's fun to watch. He's good at what he does. I'm just saying that there's guys in the NBA who are extremely fun to watch, but they just, when LeBron James gets on the court, they're not big enough. You know?
Should there be weight classes in wrestling?
Probably. They like light heavyweight championships. They should bring them back and make them mean something. Treat them like a heavyweight championship.
I'm not, versed that well in the history of wrestling, but was that a thing at one time?
So yeah, the WWE they flirt with a light heavyweight or the 205 championship all the time.
Yeah.
It comes and it goes and it comes and it goes. And the smaller guys, they go fight for that. And what they do is the WWE just constantly kind of disrespects that title.
Yeah.
So then nobody takes it seriously. But see, like UFC, the 255 division, the light heavyweight, it's the most exciting division in UFC.
Yeah, it's when like all the I like the little guys because they do a lot of the acrobatic moves and it's so fast paced. And I love that part of wrestling. It's one of my favorite things.
Now, can we talk about the disrespect of Sean Spears and Tully Blanchard getting that musty ass rag and rubbing off the face paint on Darby Allin and Sting? Gross and just disrespectful.
Gross.
I don't know. So I know with luchas, when you take the mask off, super fucking disrespectful. I'm not positive how that works with like Party City face paint. I'm not sure.
I think it's like the same concept.
I do too. Like, I feel like that's disrespectful. If that motherfucker spent an hour back there putting that shit on and you come out and just use a dirty rag from the side of the ring to wipe it off, I feel like that's highly disrespectful.
I mean, there better be some repercussions.
I'm pretty sure I saw for the first time in my life in this match, knee punches. There were knee punches.
Yeah.
Darby Allin was punching Spears in the knee.
Yeah.
On top of the ropes. That was a first for me. I don't know how effective that is, Darby.
Well,
it seems like punching the knee, there's not a big payoff from that. Might hurt your hand more than it hurts his knee.
Maybe if they hit it right at the right spot,
Just feel like
I gotta fight for my boy here.
There's more effective ways to damage a knee than to just go 5 knuckles to it.
5 knuckles to the knee.
I just pray, and I feel like we're on the inevitable crash course of the geriatric world championship match between Sting and Tully Blanchard.
I have
because
no idea what's going to happen.
They're teasing it. They're showing it. I think Tully Blanchard hit a pile driver on Sting to end the match. Impressive that they both can still do this stuff. I just don't know if I'm about 2 old ass men wrestling a singles match.
There's going to be
Tully's 67. Sting's got to be 50s, 60s. I don't know if I'm ready for a singles match. Let those guys just fight on the outside, on the apron. That's where they belong. If we're building towards a one-on-one match, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Like I said, the rose-colored glasses have been taken off. AEW does some wild-ass shit just like WWE does.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega. Or Bryan Danielson. That's going to be so hard. The fucking switching of the names.
It's always going to be Daniel Bryan to me, but that's okay.
That's okay. He can be whatever you want him to be, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess we're all set to go. Like I said earlier, they're going to fight at Grand Slam. Not sure if it's Dynamite or Rampage, but one night next week, we're going to be getting the Kenny Omega. The old Kenny Omega is what it looks like. The old Kenny Omega, the new American Dragon, the new old American Dragon. This thing's getting fucking confusing with the amount of times these guys flip characters, even though it's all fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
It's just hard for me to keep up with, right? Like I said earlier, I guess we're just throwing records out the window.
Uh-huh.
Bryan Danielson can just come in. He's fucking good, possibly the best. Comes in, and he just gets to go right after the big dog. And I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine because I'm
American Dragon, bro.
I'm all about this swaggy ass American Dragon, this cocky ass American Dragon. He's doing his thing. He's exciting to watch, and I'm all about that. But now, here comes the part of the show where I say some shit that's gonna fucking piss everybody off. Okay, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse because I really wasn't even that passionate about this, but this blew up and everybody's fucking jumped on it and everybody's wanted to try and dogpile on me, and I'm not gonna back down. Okay, you guys see how Kenny Omega turned off the fucking comedy? Just turned it off. Just done. He turned it off. He doesn't have to be comedic all the time. That's what Big E has to do. That's what Big E needs to do. And now, I've gone on record and said, I'm on Raw Detox. I didn't watch Raw last week. Lots of people commented to me, that's what he did. Savant, that's what he did. He turned it off. He slapped the shit out of Bobby Lashley. He wasn't comedic. And to those people, I say, bravo, Big E. Big E has found the balance I told him to look for. I said if he wanted to be successful, he needed to find the balance. Now, we can argue all day. It's completely subjective if you think he was already balanced and I think he was already too comedic. We can argue about that all day, but that's subjective. Nobody gets to be right on that, right? But I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to back down on saying Big E needs to maintain a balance to show how talented he is and become a mainstay in the WWE main event picture.
Yes.
If he doesn't want to be another Kofi Kingston, if he doesn't want to get all the juice squeezed out of him, he doesn't want to show up for 6 months, the crowd embraces him, and then when the next big dog is ready to fucking play in the yard, they squash him and they take the belt off, and you're never to be heard from again in the main event. Sure. How many main event matches has Kofi Kingston had since he dropped the WWE title? I'll wait.
None.
He's not there. They're disrespectful. They disrespected him. They used all the juice out of him, right? So clearly, all these other lame TikTok wrestling gurus like Kevin, they're claiming I backtracked out of my statement because all they do is listen to the 15-second clips that you cut for TikTok that are designed to get a fucking reaction out of these people. Okay?
Yeah.
So they take my 15 seconds and they build my whole opinion around my 15 seconds, which is fine. I don't fucking care. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. I'm reserving space inside of all these people's heads.
Sure.
Hate me, love me, I don't give a fuck. You're thinking about me. So they all say that I went back, but I've stood strong on my statement, okay?
Yeah.
Big E needs to find the balance. If he found the balance, more power to him. But marks, gurus, people of the establishment, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm not like all your other favorite wrestling TikTok gurus, okay? I don't sit around and read the dirt sheets every week, okay? I use my own eyes to form my own opinions, okay? Mm-hmm. These other guys, they don't have an original thought in their fucking mind. They all regurgitate the same shit because it feels safe to them. Mm-hmm. They all get on and look at whatever Dave Meltzer is saying, whatever Ringside News is saying.
Yeah.
Whatever's being said there, they regurgitate that bullshit because it's comfortable, right? You can't be wrong if you're listening to the Lord and Savior Dave Meltzer, right?
Okay.
These guys, Kevin, you're repeating the same shit that everybody else is repeating. I don't see an original fucking thought. I don't see it, right? Y'all regurgitate over and over and over. And then you guys shoot these little videos, okay? You shoot these little TikTok videos in your car because you have zero creativity to just put something fucking behind you that's interesting, okay? True. So you shoot these videos in your $5 sunglasses in your car, in your fucking extra schmedium t-shirts, right? And y'all come at me. And it takes y'all 25 fucking takes to put together a cohesive thought. Don't think I don't see how many cuts are in your fucking videos, guys. Mm-hmm. I see it. You guys can't one take it. You guys come out here and you cut together 25 videos to get the perfect 15-second statement to come at me. And y'all are all adding me. I'm not adding you. I'm just going on TikTok and letting my takes fly. And it's bothering you guys that I'm popping up so much.
Yep.
It's bothering you guys that every 3 or 4 scrolls, here's my fucking mug again. I'm back at it. Look, I get it, guys. I'm different, okay? I'm not what makes you guys comfortable. I'm not sitting in my car, okay? And I'm definitely not here to fucking coddle your sensitive ass opinions, okay? If you're feeling hurt right now, it's only gonna get fucking worse. I can promise you, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to say what I feel and what I see. I'm not going to read the dirt sheets. I'm not going to regurgitate the Dave Meltzer bullshit. I'm going to tell you what I think, right? But here's the problem. You guys have fired me up now. Yeah. I'm here to shake up this fucking system. I'm here to destroy this little establishment you guys have built, this little fucking bubble that you guys live in where you all go into your comments and you're so smart, Kevin. Oh, Antonio, I love you. You're just great. Praise me, Antonio. Praise me, Kevin. That's what y'all do. Y'all sit around and you scratch each other's fucking backs while you sit in your car with your medium ass t-shirts, and I'm not here for it. What I'm here to do is educate you sheep. You sheep walk around forming an establishment, and you know what? I am the anti-establishment. I warned y'all that they were coming. I warned y'all if y'all pushed me too far, I would have them come. And now they're coming. And it's too late for me to stop it. They're coming. And they're coming to fight the bullies of TikTok. They're coming to fight the bullies of YouTube. The guys who jump on and talk about how narrow-minded other people are while being the most narrow-minded fucks in the world. Guess what? As long as I have a microphone, I have a voice. And as long as I have a voice, I have a fucking opinion. Mm-hmm. And nobody's going to stop me. I might say the wildest shit you've ever heard, but you're not going to stop me. And guess what? They'll turn on you, Kevin. They'll turn on you when they realize, when they all fucking wake up from the slumber that they're in. When I expose the establishment, they will turn on them. I will be a voice for those that are afraid to go into the comment sections.
Yeah. Because
of the toxicity that these people come in, where they just shit on anybody who says something that is their own opinion. You know what I say?
What?
I say, fuck the establishment.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the mic, he is the Pro Wrestling Savant, the host of the